Good morning, students. Today I will explain you poem after Blenheim. In this poem, it is mentioned about the small village in Bavaria, and Battle of Blenheim was fought in 1704 between English and the French. Poet of this poem is Robert Southey. Let me explain you little about the poet. He was an English romantic poet, and poem was written in 1796 about a battle. It was an anti-war poem, and it is mentioned here that wars are senseless and evil, and there are no real winners in the war. Now, main characters of this poem are old Caspar, who is grandfather, grandson Peterkin, granddaughter Wilhelmine. Now let me explain you the poem stanza wise. In stanza 1, it is mentioned it was a summer evening when an old man, Caspar, after finishing his work, was sitting before his cottage door. Near to him, his granddaughter Wilhelmine was playing on the green grass. In stanza 2, Wilhelmine saw her brother Peterkin rolling something that was large and round in shape, which he found near the riverside while playing there. He wanted to know what that thing was. The old man saw it and said that it was the skull of some man who must have been killed in the Battle of Blenheim, and he simply called it a great victory. In stanza 4, old Caspar said that he too found number of skulls while ploughing his fields, and these skulls were of the men who were killed in the Battle of Blenheim. In stanza 5, both the children, they wanted to know about the war fought at Blenheim. In stanza 6, old Caspar was puzzled and said that he only knew that the English defeated the French and that it was a famous victory, or it was a great victory. In stanza 7, Caspar said that his father lived at Blenheim during the war. His house was burned down and he had to flee away with his family. In stanza 8, the war caused widespread ruin and destruction in every part of the country. A large number of men, women, and newborn babies were killed. In stanza 9, after the battle was won, dead bodies were found rotting. Rotting means decaying everywhere. Caspar said that such things happen in the war, so he remarked that it was a great victory, a famous victory. In stanza 10, Caspar praised the Duke of Marlborough and the Prince Eugene for having a grand victory. Wilhelmine remarked that the war was the most wicked or evil thing. She could tolerate her grandfather's praise of the war. In stanza 11, Peterkin wanted to know what good came out of the war, but grandfather couldn't give the satisfied answer to the Peterkin, that he said it was a great victory. So theme of this poem is, number 1 is horrors of war. Due to war, thousands of men, women, children are killed. They become homeless. They suffer physical and mental pain. In this poem, Caspar failed to give the suitable reply to the grandchildren's innocent question. Another theme of this poem is generation gap. There is a difference between the viewpoints of the old man and the new generation. So Caspar's views are guided by the blind patriotism, while the children's responses are simple, innocent, and natural. Thanks. Let me assign you the homework. You have to do passage answers on the workbook, and on your notebook you have to write the theme and literary devices used in this poem on your notebook. Thanks.